So, good evening. We are back. We are playing Conan 2d20 again. Modiphius, this game where they lost the license, and still a good game. And yeah, we are going through the campaign of the Shadow of the Sorcerer. This is session number 3, I think. And we lay our scene at Missantia in Argos, where our intrepid heroes here have actually been looking for a scholar who went missing. What was his name?
Antaeus.
Yeah, Antaeus. Good. Somebody remembers. Antaeus. And Antaeus's manor, you went into there to find an artifact as well. And in the end, you found an artifact and you found his daughter. And this artifact, what is it?
My mirror.
Your mirror?
It's an eye.
It's called the Eye of something.
The Eye of Asheron.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
Yes. The Eye of Asheron. And basically it's a jewel, isn't it?
Mm.
And you had it, when some of you touched it. Who actually touched it? I need to remember.
I touched it, but we all had the vision. So.
You all had the vision, but Moataz touched it.
Moataz is the main one who's been on it.
Interesting. I need to make a note of that. Hang on.
But they got passed around during the interaction.
A few of us have held it, haven't they? But it's been wrapped up.
Yeah.
Yes, it was wrapped up, but Moataz touched it. There you go. Goes down in my book, which is a paper book. So it must be important. Right. And yeah, you had a vision. But this vision, basically, you didn't seem to be the only one because Tyra, Antaeus' daughter, in the end turned up. And also touched it, you think. She put it around her neck. But because nobody from you wanted to hang on to it. So she said, okay, I'll have it then. But basically, after probably having this vision, she took it off, gave it back to you, which you then accepted. Who currently is carrying it?
Not me, I think.
I think it was Shiro, wasn't it?
Assume it's
I thought it was
Shiro or Moataz.
See, I thought it was Cryus because I had switched it. I had switched it off to you, but I had originally had it. So maybe she gave it to me.
Isn't it?
I had it last, but I would have handed it over when I went off doing a bit of scouting. I wouldn't have had that with me.
You see, I'm just making me nervous now because I'm writing down names, and all of a sudden,
yes,
it's him, it's her.
That's right.
So can I assume that Shira has got it?
Yeah.
When in doubt, Septimus carried off.
But he went hunting. He went hunting, and you are actually accompanying a priest or an emissary or whatever you want to call him, an ambassador, I think he's called in the rules. Toma, back to the Temple of Mitra. And this Temple of Mitra is where we put our first scene, unless I've forgotten something that you are aware of. Here is the temple.
Oh, nice.
So, and here is a little bit of opening text. I just buried it somewhere. Where'd it go? Problem with pop out. You sometimes pop something out and then it pops behind everything else. So, approaching the main Temple of Mitra in Missantia can be daunting to those who have never seen organized faith at this scale. Located in the great courtyard near the square of Anu, the temple is an enormous square building of polished marble topped with a single spire capped with a gold pinnacle. You wonder whether you could steal it, right? No? No, okay.
You would never
do that.
The doors are massive and are closed at night, though open throughout the day. But let's assume it was the end of the night, wasn't it? Let's make it a bit easier.
It was quite late at night, wasn't it?
Quite late at night, yeah. It's the only public temple in Missantia, this one, the only official one. At either side of the gates, guards stand ready, clad in thick leather jerkins and blue capes designating their holy duty and bearing ornate poleaxes. And you approach, and they say, "Halt! What do you want?"
We're here to see Tomar.
Toma turns around in front of you and said, "I'm already here."
Oh, damn it.
And he turns to the guards.
It's been 3 weeks.
We are here to see. Does anybody remember?
Ariadne.
Very good. You can see I'm the teacher. Very good revision quiz here. Well done. Pop quiz. It is indeed Ariadne you want to see. One of the guards say, "Oh, you must come back after sunrise."
And she's the head priest of the temple, yeah?
Yeah, the high priestess.
Or the superior of Toma.
Indeed.
Yeah.
She's the main woman here.
Wasn't she at the manor house? Question.
No.
Toma was.
Toma was there.
Was it just
Not
Toma?
Ariadne, but Ariadne was mentioned in the letter that you found at the house.
Cryptid letter.
Yeah, the decrypted letter was basically go and see Ariadne if you need more information. So you'll have to wait until the morning, I'm afraid.
Can you not wake her up? This is critically important. There's some valuable information she needs, and something that she's seeking.
Toma speaks to him quietly, and they open the gate and let you in. This is highly irregular, he says as you walk past. I'll have to fill in lots of forms now. Yeah, exceptionally.
All the paperwork.
Yeah, all the paperwork you guys are causing this poor chap. But you walk through the hallowed halls and are taken to an enormous vestibule with lots of elegant decorations and tapestries and showing off Mitra's mighty deeds. And you're basically Thomas, please take a seat. I'll make sure that she's available for us.
A good look around, see if there's any threats. You never know. Even in these most holy of places, there's always potential of a threat.
What sort of threat are you looking for at?
I suppose I'm looking for something like maybe a guard who may be acting suspiciously.
Well, there's a couple of guards, and they look like they think that you're being suspicious, turning up this hour of the day. But you don't actually think that they are up to no good, if that makes sense.
Okay.
They just seem to be doing their guarding.
Yeah, I guess we're the ones not supposed to be here this hour.
You're the suspicious lot, exactly. All right, so it takes half an hour or so. Is there anything you want to discuss amongst yourself in this time? Strategies? What you're going to say? Tira is there, of course.
What's the plan?
We're happy to hand his eye over, aren't we? I think that we've come to that agreement because that's why we're here.
But I think we should mention that we want a monetary reward for it. I mean, we would have gotten 50 gold on one hand, so I think at least that would be a suitable reward from the temple.
Mm-hmm.
And if she doesn't agree?
No. We raise it to 200, and then we negotiate down to 50.
Yeah, smart man.
Well, hey, let's start 500 then.
If she says
it's just taken from us?
Yeah.
What do we mention Publio? And his interest?
I guess not to start with.
Yeah.
Maybe if the situation develops in this direction, but
we're not involving Tomar in this. We are quietly talking amongst ourselves.
Should we inquire over its value as an artifact? Because obviously we've had some sort of vision from touching it, but there's obviously something more about it, isn't there? Because there was the warning, wasn't there, from Antaeus about it must not open.
I think we should also keep quiet about the vision and that we opened the eye in the first place.
So were the Stygians trying to get it because they wanted to use it for ill purposes, or is it in the hands of Mitra for ill purposes, or is it being protected? Because there's something about that vision which is really strange.
And if you remember the Stygians, the leader looked like a relative of the guy in the vision.
Yeah.
And said, it's owned by the family.
That the Stygians have more, how do you call it? More right to the eye.
Sorry, I just need to change my audio, so I need to refresh whereby. Don't panic if it just flashes.
Antaeus Antaeus wanted us to protect it and hand it over to the temple. So is that like is that a good thing?
Or was the letter
really
forged?
can't tell at this point.
No, we can't.
I mean, I guess the close thing is we are more or less invited and or hired by Antaeus.
Yes.
So I guess going with his orders or ideas is as good idea as others.
Yeah.
All right, around that time, Toma returns and presents himself again and says she is ready to receive us. She's currently teaching, but follow me. Of course, you're going to meet the esteemed priestess of Mitra. Her name is Ariadne, and she is basically in charge of the business affairs of the temple. So please follow me. So they basically beckon you along. And down a couple of corridors, and you go into this big room with lots of columns everywhere, and you see a semicircle of, you get some sort of acolyte, some sort of priest students sitting around, and you've got this lady sitting there in front of her on a long bench, and she's just talking to them about various things. This is like a bit lecture hall-y. Yeah, and she looks at you, seizes what she says. Toma just claps his hands, and they all get up and leave. And she beckons you in and says, "Please, take a seat." She sits back and picks up a bowl of olives of different colors and starts munching on them. Got a bit of background, I'm not quite sure where that is. Is that you, JR?
Might be mine. Yeah, hold up.
Yeah. On your end.
Sorry about that. Just one.
Is there any more background?
No, everything's fine.
Yeah.
Air has very good mics.
Yeah, that can be the problem if you've got too good a mic, then it picks up everything. That's actually why I started using this mic, but every now and then it just plays up on me.
Mm-hmm.
Very annoying. So, she looks at you, and I've got a little picture I made of her.
Oh my.
Yeah. So
She doesn't look as priestly as I thought she would have looked.
No? Why?
No.
Did you want somebody
Conan.
more strict or something?
Conan, she's got loads of clothes on.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
It is Conan, but it's modern Conan, so
Modern Conan.
she's not there.
That's
The
a good
damsel in
thing.
distress you're looking for. Your
Oh,
prince-
there's a noise reduction thing. I just clicked that. Hopefully it's good.
That might help
She
you.
looks
Sorry.
she looks very relaxed and regal.
That's the idea. She looks very relaxed and regal, and she looks at you and says, "So, Toma has brought you before me. Please, describe what you brought to me.
Well,
Why are you here?" No,
Sure.
sorry,
Don't
actually it's the other way
quite
around.
know.
Describe what brought you to me. That's what she says. Otherwise, it's too specific.
You have something you've been seeking that was taken from you and not returned.
Oh, really?
Yes. I assume it's something you're well aware of.
And what would that be?
The Eye of Asgalun.
Well, tell me how you came by it.
We were acquainted with a gentleman by the name of Antaeus.
I know the name.
He had it in his possession, and he sought assistance from us. Unfortunately, he was no longer at his home when we arrived, but we found it in his belongings there, and we spoke to. Is his daughter with us?
Yes, Tira is with you.
And we have his daughter with us as well to vouch for our story.
She seems to be very deferential towards this priestess. Just nods.
I believe this was once in your possession, and it was given or loaned to Antaeus to look at or study.
Mm-hmm.
It also seems as if you were very persistent in trying to retrieve it back, as a number of your people were sent to the gate to inquire about its whereabouts.
Toma will speak about that later. He will tell you his side of the story. But what are your plans? What are you going to do with your artifact?
Well, Antaeus' wish was that we return the artifact to you. However, acquiring it came at great expenses to our group, so I think little reward for returning it would be in order.
Yeah, it's a recompense.
Yeah.
We will come to that. Let us not talk of money yet, and of where this artifact will need to be and who will need to keep it.
Why is this so valuable to you? What is it you wish to do with it?
Oh, I think you are misunderstanding. But before we get there, Tira, I think I remember you. You've come to the temple often when you were in the city. Please, you tell us what the story is from your side. And Tira steps forward and bows a couple of times and slightly haltingly tells the story. Basically, I'm going to paraphrase it a little bit. And she says that she had received a message from her father bidding her to come home because she was staying with her family in the countryside where she normally spent most of her time. But she specifically had been told not to come back to the mansion until she received a message. She then received a message asking her to return, but it lacked the code words that normally are built in if it's a genuine message from her father. So she was very nervous about it, but she still needed to find out what it was, and rode home from the village out in the countryside to come to Miss Antaeus just on the evening when you broke into, to not put too fine a point on it, the mansion of her father's. And she found you there. And encountered the Stygians. So she tells us a bit about the Stygians, and Ariadne just nods and says, "Oh, I understand. The Stygians are now in the hands of the City Watch."
Did she not talk about the ghost, right?
She hasn't yet spoken about the ghost. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then basically Ariadne just munches a couple of other olives and then turns around and looks at Toma and says, "Toma, step forward." And he's a sort of young, sharp, sort of bowl cut almost, bit blonde, a bit pale, slightly timid in front of her. Her huge personality seems to wilt a little bit. And then he tells his story to say, I was visited in dreams by a heavenly messenger, and he appeared to me and said that he warned me, said the eye would open, and I was not supposed to let that happen. And I had a vision of this sealed cask that these people have, and the dark eye shining out from within it. The sky was full of fiery columns and black clouds roiled above and between the towers of flame. That was the end of the vision of the end of the world. And I woke up, and as you know, Ariadne, I then basically told you that this is a cask I recently had passed on to Antaeus, and that we needed to get it back because of this vision. And Ariadne nods.
Antaeus' letter also mentioned that the eye must not open under any circumstances. What would happen if it did?
I don't know, says Ariadne, but clearly it represents danger, and perhaps more danger than you can appreciate at this moment. Because these powerful visions are clearly a portent of some doom. Have you had any visions?
Not since my last couple ales.
Ooh, are you trying to deceive her there?
No, just casually changing the topic.
Yeah, and I'm going to do the same. Portent of Doom, you say, Tomar?
You look really ghostly right now, Martin.
Like the Force Ghost in episode 6.
The sun's behind me, that's right.
We put all the special effects on for you guys. Look at that.
It's the best special effect ever.
Yeah.
Would this artifact be safe in your possession? Or is it safe staying with us?
From what Toma has told me, I believe it would be best if it were not in Missantia. It needs to be dealt with, but I'd want it out of the city.
Do you know a chap known as Baruch in Asgalun?
The name is not familiar.
Antaeus' letter mentioned this one in as a connection to the eye.
Yeah. Tira pipes up and says, "Oh, my father was trying to research this artifact. Maybe he was on a trying to find out how to destroy it or neutralize it."
That sounds about right. Maybe we should take the eye with us to Asgalun.
Ariadne nods and says, "That sounds wise. You seem to be capable and you have it already. So maybe you should remove it from my city and find a way of dealing with it."
It is not a simple case of using a large hammer to crush the eye. Would that not destroy it?
Oh, big artifacts are not as easily dealt with.
No,
Yes.
okay.
Gimli has shown.
I don't claim to have experience in this.
I was just thinking of Gimli as well.
Yeah.
Ariadne, you seem worried that this is in your city, and that there is some potential for great horror. You're entrusting this to us, and so due compensation and also travel arrangements should be made by you. But my real curiosity is, what do you really know about this artifact, and why are the Stygians so aggressive about getting it?
I don't know much about it. Toma did some research into it, I believe, and you might be able to find some other scholars elsewhere, but I know very little about it personally. I just have heard tale of an ancient artifact, which this might be, and it's called the Eyes of Acheron. So basically, it is linked to the Sorceress and to the old age of Acheron, and that is a power that Mitra will not tolerate here.
There was a vision, and the vision included a river and a funeral procession, a very emotional funeral procession with wailing and gnashing of teeth. And there was a chained person who looked very much like one of those Stygians, who was pleading to be freed. Have you ever heard a story of such a thing?
There were some mighty powers, some mighty powerful sorcerers in Stygia. Might have something to do with that. Seems like possibly what you're describing is the Acheronian afterworld. It does not allay my fears that this is a portent of great doom.
You came here thinking you would be the wise woman who would know what to do. It seems like you are in the dark as much as we are, and only Tomar seems to know most.
Tomar has done some research. I wouldn't say that he's necessarily. You will need to do it, and I'm hoping that you might be able to draw upon some of the research that Antaeus has done beforehand. But to answer the question about your recompense, I'm willing to subsidize this with a little bit of traveling money. If you find a means of destroying the eye, the Temple of Mitra will give you...
We might find our answers in Stygia.
A great reward. Say again?
We might find our answers in Stygia, couldn't we, since they were Stygian nobles? Possibly in the vision.
Might, but I would...
This is of great danger to us, this is. Surely the compensation should be higher.
Well... And he gestures to Toma. And he hands over a little pouch of money. And he gives it to... Who asks first? Shira? About recompense?
No, it would absolutely be... it would be Durzo.
Durzo?
He would have his hand out.
Yeah, please give me more.
Immediately has the hand down. Oh, I see money. I can smell gold. And you
Starts counting it.
What should I say? Gear is expensive.
You think it's probably about, I don't know, 25 gold pieces or something like that.
I shake it in my hand,
yeah.
but it feels a little light. I mean, we are 4 grown people here, and it's a long way to Asgalun.
Well, if you find a way of destroying the eye, the Temple of Mitra will give you twice that amount again.
So 75 gold.
Well, you have 25, it's another 50 on top.
Yeah, so, I mean, like...
In total. And that is actually quite a large sum.
And his age?
Yeah.
Is that? No, that's for everybody.
Okay.
It says here, just so you know, a staggering sum of money. So don't get greedy.
25 gold.
25 gold is not a staggering amount in this game.
But 50 on top of it, it says it's a staggering
50,
sum of money.
yeah.
I hope you agree with that, because that scenario says scenario must be right.
Okay.
And that's including travel arrangements, right?
And you will have to make your own. Tomo might be able to help you.
I guess we can take care of our own travel preparations, but as long as we stay in Messantia, I'm sure we can, draw on the resources of the temple for accommodation and, food, drink.
You're welcome to stay for a moment, but I'm very keen to see this artifact leave the city as soon as possible.
Sure, but we basically fought through the entire night. We need a little rest here.
You can stay tonight, or today. I believe that Thomas' visions have been sent by Mitra, so that's why there's some urgency on this.
Will Tomar be joining us?
He has some duties here at the temple, but I'm sure Tira will join you. I wouldn't miss it, she says. I want to find out what's going on with my father. Has she offered you any money yet, Tira?
Tura has not offered us anything yet.
She will. A little bit. And of course you can stay at her place. Yeah, Tira's place.
Oh, I thought we just inherited Antaeus' house.
She did.
No.
No, we did.
No, you didn't. No.
We did not.
No. If that is all for now, I need to return to my teachings.
Is there anyone in Asgalun who we can trust? Is there a Temple of Mitra there? And you have priests there who we could trust if we need it?
Is there a Temple of Mitra? There's a Temple of Mitra pretty much everywhere, isn't there?
Yeah.
There is a temple.
Maybe you could give us a letter of recommendation, or
Tomar
like
will
this.
draft something up.
Perfect.
Damn it. Doesn't say so in the scenario.
The bureaucracy. The bureaucracy for everyone.
A letter of introduction should be in order. That should not be a problem. That you're on temple business. So, Tomar leads you back out. Back to the vestibule where you were waiting earlier. So if you want to talk anymore, you can. Before you leave the temple. Or do something else. But Tira basically says, you must help me, please. You've heard, Asgalun seems to be where my father was traveling. We need to find out what was going on there. I'm not very hopeful that he's still alive after seeing his spectre ghost projection. But if he is, we must rescue him.
After such a reward on offer by the temple, then definitely it seems we should do it.
But we should definitely rest.
I just want to point out, Publio is willing to pay us 50 gold for just handing him the eye right here. Just mentioning it.
Yeah, but if this is something that could destroy the world, I'm not sure we should give it to Publio.
I mean, she seemed mainly concerned for her city, and
yeah, I think Publio's just after his own profit, isn't he? So he'll sell it on to the highest bidder, and that could be the Stygians, or probably is the Stygians. I don't think we can.
Could cut out the middleman. Just sell it to Stygians right here. Break them out of the jail. Just
I wonder.
Just go completely off the rails.
Fine.
Session 3 and the book is worthless.
No,
And I wonder if we create a replica, yeah, not that we're that type of people, a replica, and then will Publio know any different?
Well, we'll find out who Publio's forger is.
Yeah.
Get him to make
Do
one.
you remember what I was telling you earlier about Antaeus in the first session? Antaeus going to the Judas Quarter
Hmm.
in the
Yeah.
first session.
Oh, about the
Yeah.
jeweler and, craftsman and stuff.
Yes.
Yes. So somebody had the same idea.
Who went and saw? Who went to the quarter?
I think somebody went to the harbor to find out about this pirate,
Yes.
pirate thing.
Remember the
I
pirates?
think it was me, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Is
I
that
wonder whether
me?
he was creating replicas to hide the trail.
Have we got
Yeah.
any?
I
anyone
wanted to
else?
go around the merchants.
Yes.
We have gemsmiths, craftspeople.
Hmm.
Yeah, you haven't got any notes on the foundry, have you?
Someone-
I've got it. He said a couple of weeks back he went to the crafter's quarter to recruit a crafter, carve some fine gems.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So he's obviously contacted someone. I'm not sure we know who that person is.
So there's still some research you can do here in the city if you want to.
Yeah.
You can go to
Yes.
Publio. You can go to the crafting quarters if you like, or you can go straight to Asgalun, and you can try and find out where the Stygians went.
And there was also the pirate.
There was
Avar
mention of a pirate, yes,
as well.
in the rumors early on.
Hmm. I definitely
Is
think the crafter's
Asgalun
quarter.
a city that is traveled by with a ship from
Yes.
the
You
sun
can
tip?
go by ship, which
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
10 to
it's
12
on the map.
days.
If you look at the map, it's on the other side of Argos, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll show you on the
Oh,
yeah.
screen again.
It's just in
Where's the
Shem.
map in Foundry?
I just
there.
put it on the
Okay.
screen for you. So Mysantia is on the left, then Eloth, and
Yep.
most ships stop off in Eloth and then go on to Asgalun. So that's 10 to 12 days, if I remember correctly. Whereas the land route is slightly longer, but fewer pirates.
I mean, I also assume that the pirate will not be, waiting for us in the harbor of this city. I guess we will have
Probably
to find him some other way if we want to go that route.
I kind of feel safer on land, personally. I'm more of a
Yeah.
land person than going by ship.
The ship's quicker.
The ship is quicker, but a couple
But
of
only
back-
by a minuscule amount, isn't it?
Mm,
Like,
exactly. It's not
10 to 12 days by sea, about
Yeah.
18 days by land.
18 days. But what's a week? We probably
18
used to
days is more
travelling,
than a week.
aren't we?
Oh, you
And
mean
we
a
don't
week's
know if
difference?
time's of value.
Yeah.
It's a week's difference, yeah.
I'd personally go by land, but that's.
See, and I'd go by sea. It's just more adventurous.
I can't probably.
Plus, we don't
that's
know
my
if-
worry.
Do you want to split
Time
the
is of
party?
essence
Is
right
that what you're
now.
saying?
No,
Some of you go that way, some of you go that way.
we're gonna
I
be
don't think
separated for 7
split
days.
up.
When we get
Never split up the group.
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
In this case, no. Some of us be there 7 days earlier, and it wouldn't make much sense.
Do we have horses?
I mean, I guess we can get some from the temple.
I wanted, yeah, but did we have some from Pinsatibus?
I have
Um,
a riding horse.
I think some of you came with a horse, if that made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a horse.
So I'm happy enough if you have a horse to say you came here on the last stretch by horse and you brought your own horse and the others rented some.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
If
I
we
mean-
take the boat, this will give Mortaz an opportunity to study more and maybe find out something from the books. So to me, it makes more sense because we don't want him just riding along because he won't be able to read. This way, he'll be able to read and provide us with information.
Ooh, very
Well, I'm just
clever.
thinking time is of the essence. Like, who knows if we waste 7 days, what will happen?
mean, on the other hand, what should happen as long as we have the eye?
Exactly, yeah. We're protecting it, aren't we?
Me.
Of course, on the land route, we are more susceptible to ambushes and robberies and that sort of thing. So,
Yeah.
I mean, pirates are also apparently a thing here. But maybe if we take the sea route, we also encounter this, what was his name? Gal Arvord.
Yeah, I can show you some of the rumors again if you want to.
Yeah, I've got that name.
In any case, should we try to sell a mock replica to Publio? Do we have any deceiving skills among us? Not me, by the way.
Hang on. Mock replica.
We don't have a mock replica.
Yeah, but should we try to get one to sell it to Publio?
Oh, I think it's going to take too long for us to get one. Unless
we take the sea route and just...
No, unless Antaeus had already... Like, if we find the crafter or the jeweler, maybe he was actually trying to make a replica and that it's already either done or halfway done.
Okay. So basically just go to every jeweler we can find, go in there. We are here to pick up Antaeus' order and hope for the best.
Were you going to sleep on it first? You were going to sleep at night, weren't you?
Yeah, we'll sleep on it first, of course.
Power nap.
Power nap. So you're going to sleep for half a day. Is there anybody who needs to recover anything? Injuries?
I'm still wounded, so I need a period of rest, don't I?
If you're wounded, I think you need treatment, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, the wounds are treated as in they're closed for now?
Yeah, they're treated, but I think they only fully recover after a proper break, yeah?
Probably another reason to take the boat.
Yeah, it's probably a week of travel, they'll be fine. So maybe a boat is better, because I don't have to be that active on it.
Yeah, let me just remind myself, healing wounds, fatigues and despair, herbalism.
Yeah, I think they normally go between game sessions, between scenarios.
I think you need proper downtime for that.
Yeah.
Recovery.
I mean, we could go to Eloth and then travel and then get off the boat and then travel by land.
You could do half and half, yeah. So it says here, let me just check this. Harms, so that wounds are harms, must be treated using the appropriate skill. Well, I think yours has been treated.
They have, yeah.
Yeah, I did.
But it doesn't actually. Complete healing takes time, rest, and possibly the attention of a healer. It doesn't actually say how you do it.
I think it's probably between game sessions, isn't it? So
I
it's
think
probably between... So if there's a period of travel on a boat and you're not doing much, that's probably sufficient time.
I guess it's basically when you have to pay upkeep, as in you have a period of downtime.
Yeah, that's right.
Or it's the GM's discretion, of course.
There's actually something on the rules on it, and you might have to pay extra to be looked after. I remember that, but I don't remember.
It's okay. Durzo's my healer.
Yeah, but he needs some ingredients as well, doesn't he?
No, the ingredients just give me extra dice.
Okay.
Yeah, no, healing is just a normal skill you can have.
Okay.
But I have this healer's kits, and it's basically I get additional d20 if I use those resources.
Yeah, Martin is very, very ghostly. Look, he's almost dead.
Yes.
Force ghost.
The dear departed. Anyway, so you have a variety down. After you've just had your snooze. Let's say you slept for a while and it's early afternoon now.
Okay.
Tell me what you want to do. We've got a lot of different avenues open. If you want to discuss it first, then please do.
Do we want to split up and get two things done at once? Or, like, do we go back to Publio, or do we all go to the crafter or the jeweler?
I think we should split up at the crafter's quarters and just check different ones, because we don't know which ones Antaeus has visited. Do we?
Well, I think this is easy. I think this is easy. I turn to Tura, and I say to Tura, by the way, did your father make you any get any jewelry for you? And what? And Tura, did your father make you or get you any jewelry? Did he mention any jewelers to you that he made your 16th birthday?
He gave me a couple of things.
Do you remember the name of the craftsperson?
I'm afraid I don't. I was a surprise. He didn't tell me who made it.
Is there perhaps some sort of engraving of the artist on those pieces?
You have one on you. Let us see tomorrow.
Not too good at it. Right. Let's see, there is a 30% chance that there is actually Maker's Mark that you can find.
Made in name of shop.
That's
Little Shop of Horrors. And what do I roll?
30, perfect.
Okay, so
Very
you
good.
think,
Very good.
Do you think there's indeed a little hallmark on the necklace? It seems to be I don't know, some sort of a lizard, you reckon?
So I suggest to everybody that we go to, sorry, my dogs. We go to the jeweler's quarter and we look for a sign that would indicate this insignia.
That would be too easy.
Perfect.
That
Well,
would be
before
too easy.
that, are we agreeing to go by sea or by land? Because if we go by sea, I'll go to the porter or the harbor and negotiate prices for travel.
Yeah, sounds good.
You can. Or that might actually become the question then, depending on how much it is, whether you go by sea or land. And how much money you've got left. So,
Before we leave the temple, is there a back door?
To the temple?
Yeah.
None that you're aware of, none that they will show you.
I will ask Tomai if there's a back entrance. The reason why I'm asking is he's probably aware that we were followed on the way here, and the person who was watching us could be waiting at the entrance.
There might
Waiting
be,
for us
but
to
there are
leave,
so
so I
many
wanna-
people now streaming in and out of the temple during the day. I'm sure you can duck through. Now we have one main gate.
Okay. And that's a good point, because I have Master of Disguise. So I'm going to use that skill, use that talent to look like I'm a local priest and I'm not Chris the scout.
Mm-hmm.
And I will go out and find myself a vantage point where I could just watch people watching the front entrance and then arrange for these guys to maybe come out in 20 minutes time or something.
Okay. Is there something you can roll for that?
I've got to make a you learn to impersonate others, stealth.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to this disguise, you may substitute a stealth skill for persuade or command. I don't do that. So it's a stealth check.
Okay, and against their awareness if they're looking for you. So you do that, and
Is there momentum available?
There is currently. You probably need to lose at least one because of scene changes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to use some momentum. Don't want to get caught on this. So I'm going to use one of the momentum. Oops, don't want to do that.
And I guess also your doom refills up to 12? No.
It should be 12 at
11.
the beginning of a session.
Yes.
Yeah, no, because one or two of us only have 2 fortune points, if I'm not mistaken.
I think one of us has got 2.
Yeah, so it would
Messed
be
up
11
3.
doom.
What's 11? So what did you get? 3
I got
successes.
3 successes.
Let's see. Yeah, you won't have any momentum from that yet because I need to find out how good they are.
Okay. Yeah. When you succeed a stealth check to create a disguise, I'll get bonus momentum.
A treasure finder. Interesting. Maybe he found them
No,
already.
this is just a generic character I've got.
Of course it is. Of course
Yeah,
it
Raj.
is.
Treasure finder. He's
Nothing
not
to do with you.
he's not very good at his job.
Okay, so you are hanging around and you're pretty sure that nobody has clocked you. Actually, some people approach you and saying, "Blessing of Mitra," and ask you for directions into the temple and things.
No, impersonator. Please say, yes. The altar's up there.
Completely the wrong place. Could happen. All right. So, sorry, that's one thing. You were trying to find the craftsman. Who's going to find the craftsman? Because Mortis is going to the harbor to find out more about that, right?
Yeah.
And you wanted to basically go out later after Krios has actually scouted the place, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I'll
do
go.
the others who are going out now want to disguise in any way?
No. If Curious says the area in front of the temple is clear, then I guess we're good. I mean,
do I need to do an observation check to see if I do spot anyone, Frank?
Yeah, I just want to find out slightly more whether you are basically going out as a group or one by one.
Okay.
And if you go out as a group, do you split up immediately, or because you're all going different ways, or are you basically staying together initially? Just need to plan my next scenes.
I guess we stay together because we are like
or
at
do
least
we
the
want
ones
to
who go
be
to the truce
pairs?
quarter will stay together because it doesn't really make sense to
It makes sense.
just walk a couple steps behind each other.
Yeah, and do we have the eye on us then? We do, don't we?
I have it, yeah.
Do we
But
want to keep together in case
It's
something
hidden. It's hidden around my neck.
Yeah, let's keep together because if something happens, and
You're wearing it on your skin.
Oh boy.
Well, it's not directly on my skin. I mean, I do have like layers.
Okay.
I have a chemise or something.
Chemise. Very good. Very French. Right. Okay, do an observation then.
Okay. I would have generated loads of momentum, I did, by the way, from that success.
You did.
Because I doubled the momentum I gained, so I'll be on 6 momentum. So I'll use a few extra for my observation
Far too
check.
good at this.
Oh,
So you have to
very
5
nice.
successes. 5 successes.
He says everything.
No, but I'm actually I'm now going to look up the correct character for this.
Okay.
The problem is...
Oh, let's re-roll. Oh, and in fact, I can re-roll the 19 as well.
So I need to have their observation, which is their senses, isn't
Re-roll
it?
card.
No, their stealth I need.
It'd be stealth, yeah, it'd be their stealth.
I'm pretty sure these values are not right. So I'm going to capital of doom it. Still not very good, is it? You are pretty sure, now you let the other 3 walk ahead a bit to see what happens, and you're pretty sure you see somebody make a beeline after them.
Okay. As I'm disguised, I will, as a passerby, I'll wander past the 3 and let them know they're being followed, and then I'll just go to a market stall, have a look around, let them move on, and then I'll start following the follower.
Okay, so you've been advised that there might be somebody following you.
Casually, just like people talk in the street, but making sure he doesn't hear us, I asked the other 2 if we should basically take a detour in a empty little side street and take care of the follower.
I'm going to make an observation and see if I can see the person that that Krios was indicating.
So you're sort of peeking over your shoulder.
Yeah. What's the difficulty?
I'm going to say through at least 2. Because you had a hint that you're being followed. So I'm going to say 2 for now. Probably should say 3, but I'm going to say 2. 2. With the help of that phoenix on your die there, as you turn around, basically, you think you know who Krios was telling you about.
Is it the same person that was following us the night before?
Different clothes. Could be the same person from the shape and size, but they look different.
Okay. How far away from us are they?
Probably about 30 paces behind you.
With my 2 successes, would I notice that Creus is going to flank or go behind?
You think you know what he's up to. You know him a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. So I communicate this to Durzo. Yeah. Hand signals. It's all in the hands.
I think just normal chatter, 30 paces. Talk low.
Yeah, and I just found the
Yeah,
right
that's sweet.
stats for this guy, by the way. I'm going to
So
update
do you want to take care of this guy, or do you want to?
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
I think we should at
Durzo?
least confront him and ask him what this following is about.
So you're basically taking him to a slightly side-ish alley.
Yeah. So
Is that the
Maybe we
idea?
should confront him where there's lots of people around.
How so?
Well, that we have more witnesses, and then a possibility for us to be able to escape in the crowd.
Yeah,
But we also get an ambush if we go in that
the
alley.
witnesses are exactly what I try to avoid here. If things get a little bit rough.
Lead him into side alley.
I'll go
Very
with what
cute
you.
dog, by the way.
I'll go with what you want to do, Durzo. You direct.
What does you good with this?
I think we just go into the next alley then.
Yeah, where we are
Yes.
kind of guarded from the main street, and if he follows us, he's basically pinched between us 3 and Creus.
Okay. So you basically you lead him down a little bit of an alley, and as you turn around the corner, you see that there's slightly unexpected. There's about 5 or 6 people hanging around there. Yeah, sitting on some benches around the side and some steps, and they clearly have some cheap wine in their hands. And get up, and they look at you and say, "Oh no, there's a pretty one." So looks at Shira. What are you doing here? Looking for some fun and entertainment, and these are quite big. These guys seem to be sailors of some sort.
I'm gonna steely glare and tell them to F off.
Ooh, this one bites. But look at this big Stygian here. I heard that there are Stygian pirates in the city. Do you think he belongs to them?
Would never know, but I
No.
toss them some coins and tell them to get lost.
He's trying to pay us off. Look. He's lording it over us. Oh, must be a highborn, and they bow very crudely and grovel. Please, give me more money.
Do they have weapons or no?
They don't really look. They might have a dagger somewhere, but they don't have any open weapons that you see.
Tell them to shut up.
Yeah, actually, one of them grovels in front of you on the floor. There's one licks your boots, or pretends to be licking your boots. And another person comes up and says, "Oh, give me some more money. He's got money. Give me some more money."
Yeah, I just steely glared them.
That's very good that you steely clear them, but
They're still not. They're still not.
They are slightly impressed, and they leave you in peace, but they're still bothering the others. So they're going up to Mortas now. So this one looks a bit weedy, doesn't he?
Okay. I kind of pull out a pouch of gold and just kind of throw it over to the side where it kind of scatters
Uh-huh.
and just walk past, hopefully. Just
Well,
pick them up.
they are basically crowding you now. They're all crowding you. They're giving a little berth around Shira because she was just glaring at them steelily. But
Steely.
in the steely fashion, so steelily. It's an adverb. And if it isn't, then it is now. Cryus, can you do me another observation? Because you're a bit further behind, aren't you?
Okay.
And I'm going to say that this is actually our insight, if you like. Challenging.
I'll definitely prefer observation over insight.
Okay.
Challenging, which is a D2. I was going to use a bit of momentum.
These guys rolls far too bad. He does it challenging. You notice that one, although most of them are giving it a bit of a berth, one of them, slightly smaller guy, is making some tracks towards Shira. And seems to have clocked that she is a target of some sort.
Okay.
He's trying to
How far away is it?
push her over or grab something from her or whatever. Well,
Can I whip my bow out and send a warning shot that hits the woodwork, above his head or something?
Right. Let's see. Yes, you probably can.
If the distance isn't too far.
But I'm going to seize initiative.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend a doom.
The benefit of having doom.
Just before we start, there are those 5 to 6 guys.
Yeah.
1 or 2 of them are basically approaching Shira at the moment.
No, they're all sort of milling around you and crowding you. Most of them giving Shira a white bath. But what you don't notice so much because you're in this, but Kreas notices.
Basically, there's this guy that was following us is behind us, and then even further behind is Kreas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And this other guy is watching as well. But there is one chap who's coming, basically approaching Shira from behind.
Okay.
Kreas notices. You haven't yet. And he's trying to make a grab. So. Where is it? Now I think what I'm going to do, rather than look for lots of things, I'm just going to get my book out. Because I thought that this scene might actually be much later, but the way it played out is now. So there he is. What has he got? He has... What's stealth? Stealth is movement, right?
Would make sense,
stealth comes under...
I know for NPCs it's different.
Agility.
So, I'm going to roll from this guy, even though it's the wrong guy again. But make sure that I adjust what we need. And he's got that. Right, that's about right. And it says here he gets this bonus. So, and I'm going to definitely doom this up. Sorry, that was wrong wing. This is what I need. So, let's see. Oh, he's got a complication.
Oh, boy.
He got 4 successes and a complication. Right, so basically, you are all sort of focusing on these people milling around. A slightly sneaky person is coming at Shira, and I give Shira a chance to basically dodge him or fend him off in one way or another. What do you think you can do if somebody tries to grab something that you have around your neck?
I guess what I'd do is I'd try to acrobatically dodge.
Okay. His complication is basically that you notice him coming in the last moment.
Seeing if there's a standard action for dodging.
I think you use...
It's a reactive action, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pardon me?
It's a reaction. You can either I've played so many games.
The reactions are defend, protect, retaliate.
Yeah, it's not that.
It's not that.
You
so
could
I'll just use
defend,
the streets.
I suppose. You could use defense, or otherwise you could do an acrobatics one.
No, I'm going to use the acrobatics. All right. So, how difficult is it?
Well, he had 4 successes. You need to beat that.
No, but I mean in terms of the difficulty.
It's a struggle. You just need to roll more.
Beat his number.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I use 2?
Go for it.
It's as many as you need.
Yeah, we've got plenty anyway.
So you dance pretty well out of the way. However, he has grabbed this thing and ripped the cord from around your neck, and he's trying to run away.
I'm stabbing.
You dance out of the way for now. Kreos is next because he was waiting with a shot. And then we see what the others are doing.
So the story's moved on a teeny bit. I've not reacted as quick as I hoped. I've seen him grab something from her, obviously distance here.
Yeah.
I will, if I can, I'm going to try and shoot his leg to hopefully cause him to stumble and fall.
All right, so it's a cold shot.
Oh, that's a cool shot.
Which is going to be more difficult.
Yeah.
How do we do this? Difficulty 3.
Okay.
Oh, it's just because you guys are so competent, I have to make things harder.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Challenge us.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it would be
Just
just
kill
a 2 doom or momentum cost for specific hit location.
You could do that as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Is my microphone gone again?
Something's
Little bit,
No,
yeah.
we still hear you. It was making a bit of a...
Hang on, I need to unplug and replug
Yeah.
and refresh. Just refresh
if
the
I'm
wrong thing.
successful.
So, how about now? Can you hear me better?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Good.
good.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to use some momentum then, as we've got loads spare still.
Yeah.
To attack. And I need to use 2 momentum. Oh, I've got 3 successes, 2 momentum. So I'll use a 2 momentum for a cool shot
Okay, go on then.
onto his leg. So you want damage, don't you?
He doesn't have any armor. So I want damage.
I should
He's
have
toughened.
Blow on my attack. Oh, I didn't. But anyway. Okay, damage. Range. Straightforward damage. I can re-roll one of the numbers.
Oh.
Very nice. Very nice.
What? Only 9?
Only
Only
9.
9.
Only, you know, that's only 1 wound, right?
I was
Only.
not trying to kill him because I was going for his leg. Yeah.
Well, you basically got his leg pretty well. He starts bleeding, there's blood squirting everywhere, and he collapses. And the other people just basically look at it and just thump, take off. Yeah, the goons, if you like.
I recover.
Was
recovered
he
the lost
running
item.
towards Krios
Say again?
or the other way?
No, the other guy who was Krios was following. Basically, the guy who was following you also ducks away as you're shooting Krios.
No, what I mean is the guy Krios shot at, was he? Because the group is here.
Mhm.
Was this guy running towards Krios with the amulet, or the other
No,
way?
he was running away.
Like, run away. Yeah.
Was running the other way into the side alley of the side alley. Yeah, so he's now lying on the ground, trying to clutch his leg when bleeding out very, very quickly if you don't help him. The necklace is lying on the ground in the dust. The other
go
extra
grab
guy, he has taken off somewhere else while Krios was shooting. What do you want to do?
I grab the necklace and retrieve it, put it back on.
That's such a nice scene. Oh.
Who do you work for? I say.
I basically,
It's a bit of a
you just go,
big
"Oh,
coincidence."
my leg, oh.
Who do you work for? I'll cut it off.
You cut it off, do you? As a
No, I
young
say-
chap in his late teens, you
Who do
reckon
you work
quite
for?
thin, scruffy, poor looking, bit smelly. I was just looking for a nice jewel.
You won't be doing that again.
You must help me. You must help me. That devil over there shot me.
What are the other guys doing in the meantime?
Martin, you're
Didn't they
not
run away?
Whole
you're
scene
leaning
kicks
so
off.
far to
Flee.
the side that
Yeah,
you're
everyone
out of
just
the picture
scattered.
frame, Martin.
They've all
Yes.
scarped, haven't they?
You like this, Martin?
Mhm.
You need to come slightly more central if you want to see yourself.
Oh, yeah.
That's better.
Sorry.
That's better.
Apologies.
Maybe if you don't worry about seeing yourself, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Still a bit spectral. It's quite cool. It's like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Ooh. Anyway, getting back to the business at hand. What are you doing with this poor chap?
Krios is going to just stay where he is and just blend into the shadows and just stay, seeing if he can spot where this other guy's run to, and leave
Unfortunately-
the others to deal with the injury.
Unfortunately, he just slinked away. Mortas, what do you want to do?
I think I'm just gonna watch because I don't feel like healing the kid. Yeah, I'm not too sure.
You
I'm
want
just
to
gonna
watch?
stand idle.
Shira's
I'm
got
just
her
gonna see.
necklace back, so that leaves
I-
Durzo and Shira.
I'll put a
just
tourniquet
give
on it.
Shira cover in case the other guys are trying any funny business.
No, I think they were really shocked that somebody got shot. And
They're
ran
gone,
away.
yeah.
So I'll
Oh,
put
they
some
are
type of
gone? All of them?
Yeah, they scattered.
yeah.
They're scattered.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Probably
So
head
I-
first into some big baskets and put the lid on, and
Put a tourniquet and tell him to go to the Temple of Mitra and ask forgiveness.
Okay. Can you do me quick healing? Just to see how
Sure.
successful you are.
Sure, I think I'll probably wound him. There's my healing. Here's the
He's got
healing.
one
Good to practice on someone else.
Was such a nice scene that would have
Gonna
happened.
lose the leg.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
There you go.
You treat one wound. And he sort of limps and drags himself away.
Treat women with respect.
Yes. Yes, of course. Of course, miss. Right, so that scene didn't work as I expected it to. So, doesn't matter. We roll with the punches, as they say. So, what do you want to do now? You basically have lost your tail, you think. You overcame those goons waiting in a side alley. So, do you now want to go to your separate places and do your research, or do you want to stay
Yeah, I
together?
guess we go back to plan A in this case.
Right. More
The
tasks.
first part of Plan A was going to the crafter, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I think the
crafter.
three of us were going to
Harbor.
the crafter and Monatus
yeah.
was heading to the
To the
harbor
harbor.
for
Okay.
yeah.
Just
So-
price negotiations, yeah.
So I think we're just going to do the harbor first, because I'm aware that you have neglected you slightly there. So,
Ah.
you go down to the harbor. You know your way around harbors a little bit, don't you?
A little, yeah.
A little bit. So you relatively quickly you find a shipping agent called Agent Vasilos, and he says, "Oh, of course, there's a ship going to Asgalun tomorrow. It's a really good ship. It's called the Zephyr.
Is it a merchant ship? What kind of ship is it?
It's a merchant ship. Yes, it's a merchant ship.
Merchant ship.
It's a really reliable captain, Captain Nilos. They would, per person, charge you 5 gold. And 2 per 4 horse.
And
What
is there a
does
chance
incidents?
we can get a discount because we can also protect the ship? We have seasoned veterans in the group.
Well, if you're willing to work, then you might be able to do it a bit cheaper. Yes, indeed. And if you
in
actually
case
help him
pirates
with
come along.
help man the oars or the sails or whatever, then you might even be coming along for free for a short trip.
Well, I don't know about that, but if pirates come along, as you know, the seas are infested with pirates.
Well, I wouldn't say
My group might be.
infested, but you're quite right.
But you never know.
You're quite right that there are dangers out there. Yes, that is true. That is true. But it's a really good ship and very reliable and very experienced captain.
All right. Well, what would be the negotiation for warriors to join the ship in any case for defense? Would we get a discount?
You probably can get a discount. Let me just find out how much. One of the nice things is this is always written out. One of the bad things is this is written out, so you have to find it. Did I even write that out, or have I just got it on here? Just got it on here because it's actually part of chapter 2. I didn't think you would get it there. Sea voyage. Meet the captain. Let's say if you're willing to do some guard duty, it will be 2 gold.
2 gold for each person, or 2
Yes.
gold discount?
2
Oh,
gold
2
for
gold.
each person to pay. More than 5.
Okay, that seems fair.
Excellent, excellent. I'm sure the Black Corsairs will not bother you.
No, if they do, we'll solve the problem easily.
Are you capable warriors?
Yeah.
You will have to convince the captain of that before he gives you the discount.
All right. Well, as soon as I bring my group over, you'll see that the group is perfectly capable.
How many of you will be traveling?
It will be... I don't know if it includes Septimus, because...
5, haven't we?
Now, assume that
Yeah.
Septimus is not, but Tira will be coming along.
Yeah, so 5, yeah? 5 of us.
Excellent. And he puts it on a list and on a sort of letter and says, okay, tomorrow morning the ship will be leaving from the dock over there. You can see the Zephyr over there. He points to a nice looking galley.
What was the name of the captain again?
Nilos.
Nilos. Yeah.
Nemos. Like Nemo with an S.
Like this. Nilos.
Nilos, okay.
Captain Nilos. I have a picture of him somewhere. I must have put the picture somewhere. Have I not uploaded it yet? No, there's so much stuff. But I created a picture of him, which I can eventually show you. He looks really cool. Big bearded guy. He's a former Argosian Navy captain.
Good thing we chose the ship.
Oh. And he now works for House Pompilius.
Okay.
So, the Zephyr is almost 50 feet long and 15 feet wide at the beam. Across the beam. 2 masted. Her sails are striped white and gold. Her mainsail bears the sign of House Pompilius, a blue-green fish leaping from an emerald bay. There you go.
Okay.
And it's a galley with sails, so they can row or they can sail, depending.
Yeah. I wonder if we'll get attacked on there. It's guaranteed, isn't it? Boat journey.
Yeah. Pirate action.
Yeah.
There is a whole thing about events at sea, yes.
Mm.
And
I think I may give people some training on using bows, just so to get a couple of shots off each.
The bows might be hard to use with the waves of the sea unbalancing you.
Yeah. It's one of the few attacks you'll get before you get boarded, isn't it?
Hopefully.
I guess cannons are not a thing yet.
No.
Oh, some alchemists probably have thought something up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if somebody in some source book included something.
Some Greek fire kind of situation.
Kitty and gunpowder.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my,
I
it's
think
gonna
they
be
did.
interesting.
You know, I almost might have to go to Kitai to find out whether they've invented it yet. Long way for a shortcut, though.
Just casually walking there. You invented guns yet?
So, that was a preview of Chapter 2. Yeah. So you're actually very pleased with yourself then, Mortas, because you actually got a decent deal. You think?
Yeah. But I didn't go for the complete like sailing help or whatever because I don't think much of us are sailors. So how much help would it be?
Yeah. You have to be reasonably competent to get a free ride. That's true. And not free ride
I
working.
don't think any of us have sailing experience. Or...
I actually have a 10 in sailing. That's not too shabby.
Oh,
yeah,
That's not too shabby. If the captain dies, you can sail the ship.
Basically.
I've got 12 in sailing, but I've probably never been on
I
a
didn't
boat
know.
before.
yeah.
Makes perfect sense for Stygian to be.
I was like, no, who had sailing experience? No, I didn't remember anyone.
I thought
I've
it was
no
more
expertise or
advanced, but
focus on it.
maybe it was an early character concept.
Just a basic coordination.
So, okay. Let's get back to the craftsman quad, shall we? Now, if you want motors, you can just rejoin them. If you don't want to sit out this little scene. So we'll take them a while to find something.
All right.
The Scholar's Trail. So, yeah, it takes you a little while of asking around and asking for the hallmark because it's not actually the shop that has got a sign of this lizard above it, but you actually point it out and say, "Oh, do you know who made this?" And then a couple of them say, "Yeah, it might do." Takes a little while of walking around. It's early evening by the time you actually find this workshop down the side. And you're sent to this chap called, I don't know, Quintilius. Why not? That's his mark, I say. So it's a small shop. There's a gem cutter and goldsmith. That's what it seems to be.
Did he come asking for you to do something for him?
So you're asking Tira now?
Oh no, so you're Quintilius.
Okay. Let's wrap this up as slightly quicker, so we don't spend too much time just doing shopping. You walk in. This chap looks up at you, looks at all of you, and say, "Ooh, this must be a big deal. Or are they coming to rob me?" There's a couple of guards people he's got from one, like this alley with lots of little jeweler shops, gem cutters. They seem to be hiring a heavy squad as well, so you can't run away too much. You're clapping. Very nice.
I don't know why. Yeah.
Very good of you. And he's, were you looking into Antaeus' affairs? Do I hear that right?
Yeah, he sent us to pick up his order.
His order? No, you must be mistaken. He hasn't got any outstanding orders with me.
He mentioned your name.
Yeah, are you sure?
Yeah,
He specifically told us we should pick up a necklace.
I made it.
Or some gems you were crafting for him, or
he looks at Tira and recognizes her as well, so she knows she's the daughter. And just says, "I did make a copy of something, but he has picked it up."
Oh,
Did it happen to look like this?
And he looks at her and says, "Yes, it looked like that."
Oh.
Although
And he's already
it
picked
was
it
a
up.
difficult job because I was not allowed to touch the original, so I always have to have thick gloves on, he told me.
Oh. Good thing I have thick gloves on.
Well, I have two questions for you. A, when did Antaeus pick the copy up?
It's about 3 weeks ago.
Okay. And now that you already practiced, could you make another copy until tomorrow morning?
You must be joking. It would take at least 4 days to even get the materials together.
Money is not the issue here.
I'll still take
And
at
your
least
mic
2
is-
days.
say,
Even if I work through the night, it would
least.
still take at least 2 days to work on it and 2 days for the materials. So we're talking about four days.
I don't know if it's on my end or on yours, but it's lagging.
Lagging. Just the picture or the sound?
okay.
Are we all good?
Good. I'm good.
It's okay.
Other than Durzo. So it's Durzo's at your end. In case of doubt, you can
There's
just
not lagging from our perspective.
you can hit F5 if you want to in whereby that will refresh the video connection. And it will put us out of order. Ooh, shouldn't have said that. F5 is normally okay.
I asked her when she last saw her father.
Oh, it must be about 6 weeks ago. I have to change some of you two around down there. It must have been about 6 weeks ago. It's been a while. He sent me away.
Wait, so I am with the group, right?
Yes, you can be with the group.
Really?
Let's make it out.
I'm gonna ask the craftsman if he needs assistance. Maybe if it'll make it quicker.
Yeah, I didn't get that part. What was the answer on the copying it until tomorrow?
2 days.
He can't work that
2
quickly.
days?
2 days
If
to
we have
get the
assistance.
materials and then 2 days work on top of that.
So 2 days if you just work through the night?
2 days to make and 2 days to get the material. Yeah.
And then I'm not sure that it's going to be very good if I have to rush it. It might not be as convincing as the first one I made.
Let myself and our gathering confer with one another before we employ you. And I kind of encourage everybody to come close. And I just say, why did he commission this in the first place? Was this to give to Publio in the first place? And now Publio already knows that it's a fake?
Or he wanted to give the fake back to the temple while he destroys it. Because he didn't think that the temple wanted destroyed too. Or he didn't want to destroy it in the first place.
What are we going to benefit from having this? What are we going to benefit for the 2 days and for the money it's going to cost us?
I might just tell you a little bit more because I sort of skipped over it because I thought we didn't need it, but now it might be relevant. Tomar tells you that basically he has been asked to clear out a little bit the archives or the cellars of Temple of Mitra, and Ariadne basically said, look through and see whether there's stuff you can sell. And he sold a job lot of some books and some other things, including this wooden little box with a necklace in it, because he couldn't open it at the time. It was a locked box. He sold all that as a job lot to Antaeus. So from that, it wasn't the specific necklace that he knew he had sold.
Yeah.
Okay,
but in his dream, in his vision, he then saw the box and then this prophecy.
Yeah, but the temple told us they borrowed the necklace to Antaeus.
Oh, that was a rumor somebody told you.
That was a rumor, so we only had half the story. Okay.
Yeah, that was part of the rumor. That was what Publio told you.
Convoluted.
Yeah, it is a little bit convoluted, especially if you don't play it in one session, which you can't with this sort of campaign. But even one act, you can't even play one act in a session.
Obviously, the benefit in us having a duplicate is that if we're in a situation where we're surrounded by, Stygians and saying, give us the gem, we could go, here you go, and we may get away with it. Because they may not know to look at it closely.
Fair enough.
So, on the other hand, we just learned that the necklace was in a box that was not opened for years and years and years. So with some deceiving, we can just put on every necklace that looks kind of fancy and sorcery in there and maybe get away with it. Yeah, so we don't need a copy because nobody knows what the original looks like in the first place.
No one knows what it looks like. Why don't we do that? If it's going to take too long, let's just get a box made up. An all-name box and a gem that looks valuable.
The box is in Tira's house, so that's not a problem.
Okay.
And it's quicker that way.
Hang on. That was to say something.
But the thing that comes to mind is, so the box was opened, and this was revealed, and somehow or other, the Stygians honed in on it.
Yeah.
So there's something that is like an alarm that has been awakened that has made other people aware of it. And how the heck does Publio know about it? If this was hidden away...
but Publio only knew of an artifact, not what the artifact was, if I am not mistaken.
Yes.
Maybe Antaeus
he
talked
hired
about
us
it with
to
Publio.
bring him the artifact, not the Eye of Acheron.
Did he?
Yeah, I'm fairly
I don't
certain.
think anyone mentioned the name.
Yeah.
He just said
I think that was just
artifact.
something.
He mentioned the box.
No name.
50 gold for the artifact from the temple is what I noted.
Yes, the artifact.
The temple mapper would have then trying to find Antaeus. He's heard about it, and he's found out why, and he's kind of thought, there's a business opportunity here. So
maybe Publio just took a gamble. He thought, artifact from a temple. Let's bank in on it.
The note I've got here, I said it's got a little wooden box with a gemstone they were after. So of no more description than that. So maybe we just do that. We leverage the box we've got.
Yeah.
And we just put a gemstone in there that looks valuable.
But in his first of all, he had a secret compartment, right, in his house.
Yes.
And so he had this secret area. He's also got a very full library, so he was a scholar. He was obviously looking this stuff up, and he hid the message in the will to say, if get this artifact out of our house, out of your possession, give it to somebody who will treat it okay. Yeah. So there's a lot of different elements that add up. Some strange, some get it out of your possession.
So when he's obviously got it, he's awakened something, hasn't he? He's awakened knowledge from others, and therefore suddenly you're right, people are then coming searching for it. Yeah. They're having visions. If you remember, Tomar had some visions as well. Yes. Maybe others have started having those visions that are drawing them in. So wherever we go with it, people will maybe follow us.
So it's like a homing device.
Yeah. But at least if they find us, we could give them something, and they may give us an opportunity to get away. Here's your gem. They may then go and walk away. We do a runner, then they realise they've got.
On the other hand, the ones that are honing in on the amulet would notice as soon they're away again that they got duped and just will come again.
I agree.
Maybe, but it might give us an opportunity to get away.
I think it might work on Publio because it's reasonable to assume that he's not one of those susceptible to the artifact. But I don't think it will work as a distraction for guys that found us because of the artifact.
I just think that Publio is so adept as a businessman and knows these type of things that he would probably able to sniff it out as a fake anyway. Like there must, or maybe in his conversations with Antaeus that he, that maybe he described it to him.
Maybe.
I mean, and maybe that's why he wants it.
It's a gamble.
Now, when you were out meeting, like out in Prince Satabus's court, and you met Antaeus there, remember that?
Yeah.
He was researching ancient scripts and languages, which I think was ancient Pelishtim scripts, which is sort of a part of the Shemite.
He's still seeking information on this gem in some way, isn't he? Or the story around it, or the family.
You're just wondering whether he was basically researching how to read the inscriptions or other things about this little wooden box and how to open it, how to get it open.
Or how to destroy it if it already opened it.
Destroy it, yeah.
Just remind me, the script on the amulet or the box are ancient, but not ancient Stygian.
I believe that's right. I will have to
say one ring to rule them all or something, yeah?
That's exactly what it says, yes.
In the black speech of some country.
So it says, the artifact is around 4 inches across, carved with strange twist and tiny runic glyphs. The center is a huge black teardrop-shaped stone, faceted and highly polished. It's set into the artifact horizontally, so it looks like a dark eye. Not the dark eye, that's a German role-playing game. It gives a sense of surprising heft. The chain is quite long. What else is there? Doesn't actually say much about the script on this one, even though there's about a page and a half of description. But yeah, if you want to research it a bit more, I can give you a little bit more. If you want to interview this gem cutter a bit more about it, because he's looked at it, he's seen it. Do you want a bit more exposition on it or not?
Of course.
Of course.
Bring it on.
So the gem cutter, after if you ask him, says, "Oh, this gem must be very, very old. Very old. Its value is probably incalculable. The stone is like no gem I've seen before, but I had to sort of imitate it. And even the metal is not really silver as far as I can see. It's something harder, but in my replica I use silver, but this is different. And the level of skill in it is quite puzzling how they made this. Maybe it was made in another realm where the laws of physics do not apply." It says so here. The runic glyphs, I don't understand any of them, but there must be some sort of sorcerer's language, I think. Anybody got linguistics? Mortas has got linguistics, right?
Yeah. Should I read the signs?
If you want to read the signs. If you want to, you can make a test, but it's what they call a dire test. You would need 5 successes.
Do it.
Do it.
All right.
We have 2
That's,
momentum.
All the doom and momentum.
You're
This
going to
is
lick the gem at
important.
the same time.
5, right?
5 successes we need, yeah.
Wow.
It's the hardest roll you can do, pretty much, in this game.
Yeah, use all that momentum.
Ooh, that
Oh
is
boy! Whoa!
9 successes.
How did you do that?
One of them was fortune, so I did use a fortune on that.
He
9
didn't just
successes.
read it. He like transcribed it. Got
9
all
successes.
Oh,
I've never
God.
seen 9 successes.
I've never seen that either. Well done, well done. Now you can use your clappy
Wow,
thing that you
props,
did
mad
earlier.
props.
And we can use our clap.
I'll pay for them.
Momentum
Wow.
back, Jesus. Yeah, have 4 momentum back. I don't need them. So it says here, if, however unlikely, one or more player here speaks Asgaronian and makes a successful die roll, but you've got 9 successes. You realize that the glyphs upon the items are Asgaronian, I guess that's how you pronounce it, demonology. There's some sort of occult incantation, you reckon. Now, you're not a sorcerer, are you?
Yet.
We'll be at the end of it.
But you know that much. It's some sort of incantation, you reckon, and it's ancient. It's absolutely ancient. Much, much older. But it's not the same that was on the box. The glyphs or the script on the box was different to what's on the artifact. You just don't have it here. You would have to go to Tira. And because you've got so many successes, you're also quite good at law, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll tell you a little bit more there.
I could just spend momentum.
Yeah, spend some momentum for extra information. Obtain information one.
But
There we go. You've heard stories, and this might be this one of this might be an artifact of the Giant Kings, supposedly of great occult power. It might have been used in the downfall of some mighty sorcerer and was sealed and hidden away from the sight of man for untold times. Legends had it in the hands of Stygian nobility, kept in some vault somewhere in Kemi or Luxor or somewhere like that. Or possibly in one of those ancient tombs buried beneath the sands of Stygia itself. So you know a bit more about it now.
okay, so it was used to seal a sorcerer.
It was probably, if this is the artifact,
Could be.
then
But-
it was used in defeating a sorcerer.
Now, the vision that we had was a vessel that was outfitted for a king's funeral. So the relative that we think is a relative who looks similar to the person, this is royalty.
Looks like
So this may have been the person that defeated. Yeah.
Maybe.
And the chained one could possibly be the sorcerer defeated. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you have the in your handouts bit on the notes
Yeah.
and then handouts. You can actually reread the whole thing if you want to, but it's a bit long.
I wonder when Antaeus opened the box, the box had some sort of protection on it, so no one could find it. And immediately as he opened it up, I don't know if the box offers some extra protection, or now the magic's gone that was around the box that was protecting it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
Now everyone's having dreams.
I'm just thinking that it's kind of like Find My Phone, right? Where, you know, if you, like, it's a homing type of device. So if you try to pawn something off on somebody, so
Maybe.
my advice would be let's not bother the jeweler and spend our money, because I just don't think that it's worth maybe the half a step until they realize, oh, this is a good fake buy.
But you say that though, what may happen is whoever's after it, they may send group of people go and find this group of adventurers. They've got a gem. When you find them, take the gem off them, bring it back to me. And they won't know.
It might buy you time.
Exactly, it may buy a time.
I'm
Moritaz
looking around
could-
the shop. Does he have a necklace that appears to be looks like it's
Similar.
ancient.
If you
Sort of
ask him,
amulet.
says, "Oh, I'm sure. Hang on," and then he goes back to another room and unlocks a few heavy locked chests and so on. Comes back with a couple of beautiful necklaces which look quite ancient. And he even says, "Oh, here's an early copy I was trying to make, but it's not really convincing."
Can I ask Moritaz if he could scribe in the ancient words, the ancient kind of incantation without kind of completing it, but looking, looking convincing, because Moritaz now knows how to kind of decipher it. With 9 successes, he should be able to scribe this on a gem.
He knows how to make the characters, but he doesn't know how to necessarily make them in this sort of silver surround.
Yeah, I guess a craftsman would most likely be able to do that better.
So
than I could.
that's something he could possibly try to do, at least mock up something that looks like it overnight.
Yeah. Okay, why do we do that?
All right.
And I assume the how do you call it? The prototypes are already paid by Antaeus when he picked up the final order.
No, they're not paid because the material. I was going to just smelt this again.
Smelt it? No, that's a pity. We can't let that happen. How much would you take for this basically useless necklace?
Cheap replica.
For this year.
Yeah.
Well, you want me to do some work on it, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
we
we'll
would pay you for the work, and then we could take it off your hands.
Price lists. How much is that worth?
2 gold.
2 gold.
Gold.
2 gold.
Which is a king's ransom, probably, to a lot of people.
Well, it's a lot of jewelry craft work. It vaguely looks like the right thing. It's got a gem in the middle. It's got a silver surround.
Okay. I think that's good enough, though.
Okay, good. Right. So that's now in work overnight. Is there anything else you want to achieve this night?
So, Moritaz, you've arranged a ship.
Yes, I do think we should check out the box in the mansion.
Okay.
See if the encryptions might match or something.
Yeah.
You can definitely do that. Tira actually said to you she needs to go to her mansion anyway and organize stuff for the journey and so on. So she's actually already there.
Could there be other paperwork there that was picked up as part of the job lot that was picked up in the temple that we never had a chance to look at because we were kind of in a bit of a rush, weren't we?
You were definitely very much in the rush. Yeah.
And up to you guys if you want to hit the merchant shops or resale or anything.
I think we need to now.
Pick up rations or
we've got everything
supplies.
We need. I think we should avoid Publio. I think we should just get out of there.
Yeah.
He's just up to no good. But keep an eye out from being followed because this person that's been following us, chances are they're probably waiting at the mansion and watching that. Shim will come back.
That's a good point.
Good. So, Krios, you want to follow like a little bit farther behind us?
Or maybe I'll go ahead. I'll do a bit of disguise. I'll go ahead as a normal passerby and just observe for a bit well in advance. So when these guys come along, I may spot someone if they're starting acting a bit suspiciously.
And then go behind them.
Yeah, and well, on this occasion, do we now take deal with it? If I see someone, I'll if I tell you what I'll look like, I'll give some sort of notification, some thumbs up to say we're going to take him down. I'll point him out and jump him.
Okay.
At least question him. Like.
Yeah. When I say jump in, I don't mean kill him. Let's jump in and then question him.
First questions later.
Do we want to try? It's just an idea, but do we want to try to maybe disguise ourselves getting onto the boat?
Yeah,
so that we're not.
That would be worth it. Yeah, I think
I can help with that.
You can actually do that to other people, can you?
Yeah,
I'm
like
just
group
checking.
disguise.
Uh,
I think it's a skill or an ability.
Mhm.
yeah, I think this is more me. You know, to impersonate others with to blend background appears as a specific person. When you succeed at stealth. In addition to this, if this guy's a there, it seems to be only me. However, I have another skill. Okay, I've got another skill called camouflage that allows me to do others, but that's probably different. Just from a logic perspective, if I'm good at disguising myself,
You
there's
can disguise
probably an
others.
assumption there that
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
disguise others.
It will be slightly harder for them to carry it off, but you
Yeah,
can
of course.
definitely
Yeah,
do it.
yeah, just raise the difficulty. So, yeah.
So
The question is, Motaz, was you seen go into the ship?
Oh, that's a good question.
there's a chance, definitely a chance that you were spotted going to the ship on dealing with the agent there, Vasilos.
Okay. So we have a plan.
Yeah, but
Baruch will mention-
Mortis wasn't on the ship, was he? He was just with the
No, I
harbor
just talked to
agent.
one of the.
Yeah. Good point. He didn't go on the ship, did he? Yeah.
But he was gesturing and saying, "Look over there!" Actually, behind me in the picture, over there's a ship, and so on. So there's a chance.
But at the same time, if the follower knows about the artifact, wouldn't they be more focused on Shira who's carrying it? Or who knows?
Possibly.
And yeah.
Because the other guy just went straight for the necklace. I still find it very suspicious.
Yeah.
Well, if it's a homing thing,
but
like
it
you
is
were suspecting.
Maybe it's like the One Ring. You know, it kind of finds itself in the right hands with other people.
Yeah. It influences. It wants to be found. It wants to be stolen.
Yeah.
Let me just roll decently. So, you go back to the mansion, and you go disguised.
I'm going to go before to observe.
Disguised.
Yeah.
Okay, you scout out the place. Just do me an observation, and tell me how many successes you've got.
Okay. I'm going to leave the momentum there.
Yeah. That's plenty anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
3 successes.
okay, now you look around, and other than some city guards coming by, you don't spot anybody there.
Okay.
You don't think there's anybody scouting this place out. And the city guard, are on patrol, because that's what you scouted out beforehand.
Okay. That's fine. I will blend in with these 3 and let them know.
Wave
and then
them.
we'll go in.
Blend in, very Assassin's Creed. Sort of blending in with the masses. So you join Tira. She welcomes you. She sends her servants to get you some food and so on. She receives you in the study again, where you had this big standoff and actually fight. And you have another look at this box. Now the box. Can we have another linguistics test, please, from Mortis?
Yes.
This one is just one success is enough. You don't need 9 again. Need to clip that, really, that roll.
I'll use 1 momentum, just in case.
Okay. Oh, that looks
We'll see.
19. Oh, well, but it's good enough. Complication would have been 20. So, this box... Ooh, I just read it. Where was it? It's a small chest, basically. Wooden box. And it looks old. And there are some markings on there. You think it's from the Turian Age, if that means anything to you. Law-wise, the Turian Age. I'm looking at Douglas here. Turian Age mean anything to you?
Good.
It's an old age. It's a long time ago.
Long time ago.
But
Ancient.
You can only identify it. You can't necessarily read it. You can just say it must be from that time. But you're also looking around the library and the letters and so on a bit more, you said. Documents, yeah? Who wants to do that? Who wants to rifle through lots of documents? Shira? That sort of stuff you would do?
I can. Yeah, especially if it's Turian. I mean, that's mean.
And I think with the Mortas, with the extra successes you have there, you can just basically translate most common stuff.
So,
lying
I know
around.
I'll go see it if anything's in that language.
There might
so
be some.
what am I using? Observation? Or?
Do an observation. I think that's the right thing. I'm still not 100% with the skills in this game.
A regular difficulty, I guess.
Yeah, regular. Just want to see in the given time whether you find much. Oh, look at that! You are rolling something rotten. So you actually find a letter exchange with somebody called Baruch.
Very good.
Or letter
Is there
from
an address on there?
No, it just says Baruch Asgalun. That's all it says. But
One or two.
of course, you don't have the original letters that Antaeus sent. Yeah, you can't see that, but you can see something like, "Oh, thank you very much for the description of the box you sent me and of the script, and here's what I've worked out, and here I think what it means, and so on." And then there's a later answer, saying something like, "I am delighted to hear that you opened the chest and retrieved the artifact. From the description you've delivered to me, I can't make out much. I would encourage you to come and visit me in Asgalun. And if I can see the artifact that you described in such great detail to me, then I might be able to help you work out what their engravings mean." That's roughly what the letters are that you find.
So clearly, there was a great amount of trust between the two. Or at least Antaeus trusted Baruch a lot.
And that's what you deduce from that?
I mean, I guess so.
Yeah.
He kept the artifact in the lock and key, but, described it in all the detail to this guy.
Seemed to be another scholar he's describing it to. This sounds very scholarly, this whole exchange, and Moritas is actually thinking, oh, this is the sort of discussion I should be having with people. Because I'm scholarly and I'm linguist. I'm underappreciated here.
I hand it over to him.
Yeah. I think we should likely head to talk to I forgot how to pronounce his name.
Tira?
No.
Baruch.
To
Baruch.
Baruch.
Yeah.
Let's just have together. Right, Baruch. Yeah, if you're German, you know that, but because it's like Hals- und Beinbruch, when somebody goes on a stage, you basically break a neck. Apparently, that comes from the Hebrew word for luck, Baruch.
And Rauch is the Hebrew word for spirit or breath.
Oh, and Rauch also is German for smoke.
Smoke.
Ah, look at that. So, if you're watching, you're learning things. Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
Moritas is very happy.
This is an educational program. In case you didn't know.
Linguist.
Okay, so.
So that's interesting then. So they trusted each other.
Mhm.
So it looks like he's someone we can approach quite safely. If he's still alive.
Well, one thing is, of course, if he really published, if you like, or wrote a detailed description of this artifact, maybe that's why people know where to look for it, or what it looks like, or...
Maybe.
Yeah, that's different.
Another possibility, I think.
And Tira, of course, cottons onto that and says, "Oh, is that why he went to Asgalun? Was he visiting this person? Was he taking the artifact with him to show it to this person?" And then she scratches her head and says, "Why is the artifact still here then?"
Ah.
give him the bait.
Hint, hint. Shira is thinking. Other hand.
Pro gamer move right there.
We're waiting with bated breath.
So we think the
Wait. I want to do it. I want to see if Tura is showing any signs of awareness or deception or any type of I just have this feeling But I just want to make sure that she is pure, innocent, and unaware.
Okay, do me an insight check then. And tell me what you get. I mean, you
Is
know
she
what-
with us at all times then, is she?
Say again?
Is she with us at all times?
Well, she was in the place. I'm sure while you are in the library, she goes in and out a bit.
Yeah.
You are pretty sure that she does not try to deceive you.
All right.
But don't read too much into it. Yeah?
Okay. Okay.
Because there's no complication here.
Yeah.
Okay.
She seems to be, if you remember what she looks like, put these eyes lie. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
She looks like an honest person.
Okay. All right.
So, I think what I was about to say is, do we think the replica of the gem was made and sent to Baruch? We haven't found it, have we?
You haven't found the replica.
No. We have the real one. The replica's probably with Baruch.
Yeah, but why would he have created one? What was the story there? Was he trying to do what we were doing, we were thinking of doing? Or something else?
I mean, I
Maybe-
guess he just wanted Baruch to investigate and research further into the amulet by having all the markings and glyphs, but
Yeah, but you
without
wouldn't
danger
do a
of
replica.
activating it.
You'd get someone to copy it, wouldn't you? Draw it
Yeah.
with all the writings and send a picture.
That's
Yeah.
true
You wouldn't
again. Just as a
But a
reminder.
replica, would you?
Just as a reminder.
Okay, so he kept it. He encrypted that it needs to go to the temple. The temple doesn't want to have anything to do with it. It's kind of awakened some type of homing awareness. And he left, is it 3 weeks ago?
Yeah. About 3 weeks
3
ago.
weeks.
With the replica,
With the replica.
potentially, yeah.
Might be 4 weeks ago, actually. Considering
But
how long it
why-
takes to get to Asgalun.
But why didn't he take the real thing?
Yeah.
If he really wanted to find out about its value or the information.
Was he murdered? Maybe he didn't leave, he was murdered. Remember, his spirit came back.
Perhaps that was a
Oh, yeah.
projection of something.
Oh, geez.
I mean, dead people just normally don't come back.
Mm,
Especially not to help the, good guys, aka us. We fight the bad guys, they come back.
yeah, yeah.
But
So I think
maybe
it was some sort of protection to defeat the spectre we encountered. But it's all very, very,
or maybe with sorcery he was able to transmute himself from where he is to his
Exactly,
daughter
yeah.
because of maybe something that she has on her or
He
the house.
must
or
have
something.
known someone was following him. Yeah. And maybe he's done that, he's left the artifact, run away to somewhere in hope that he can draw the bad people to follow him wherever he's gone. And he's taken the replica with him. And it didn't go as planned.
You think he had basically the same plan that you had?
But why would he tell Publio?
I don't think he did tell Publio. I think Publio found the information from the church because they were trying to recover their stuff.
Yeah, but
Or maybe he
that's
trusts Publio
another
more than
thing.
we think.
The church didn't know what was in there. They didn't even know that an artifact was sold. They just basically
Until-
sold.
Until
Toma
the
had his
dreams.
visions.
Yeah, he
Until
started having
Toma had his
visions,
visions.
didn't he?
Oh, that's the way. Okay, okay.
And then he owned up to his superior to say, "Oh, whoops, I've made a mistake here."
Whoopsie.
Yeah. But Publio's the type of person who will have somebody commission and say, I am looking for this. Find it for me. I will give you money.
Yeah.
And so maybe the Stygians employed him?
Also, he's a type of person who may have contacts, and he may have insiders inside the church as well.
Hmm.
And so, and yeah.
By the way, somebody asked me, is Publio from one of the stories? He is. He turns up in Howard's stories.
Oh, wow.
Publio of Argos.
Yeah,
it's the
but that's
Hour of the
not
Dragon,
the-
I think he turns up in. I was recently
That's
listening
not the
to it.
one I had in mind. I was thinking about Publico from the Bowl of the Gods,
Okay,
something like that.
all right.
Also, a very convoluted story. So that tracks.
We're following in Howard's footsteps.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you are.
Okay. So,
Right.
Now
Okay.
what?
are we carrying on with our original plan? Sneak on the boat and start
Yeah.
heading to Asgalun.
We get going, we find Baruch, but we
Yeah.
don't necessarily mention that we got the amulet with us.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Because if he didn't bring it, then he doesn't trust Baruch.
And
Or he's protecting him.
he also didn't tell us to bring the amulet to Baruch, just to find him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he may have trusted Brooke, but Brooke may have been not trustworthy and sold all the secrets.
Yes. No, one of the things you said at the beginning, I'm looking forward to lots of plot progression. Yeah, so I think we've achieved that tonight, haven't we?
very much so, yeah.
Lots of musings anyway, what could be and what
Yeah.
should be and what might be. So, just looking at the time, I do like relatively shortish sessions, as you know. We could get you en route, and then we pick up the story next time when we are on the high seas.
Yeah,
Oh,
makes
actually,
sense.
going down the coast is not the high seas.
Yeah, yeah, sounds good.
But because that basically takes us out of Act 1, when you depart here, I will also give you some experience points if you like.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Would you like some?
Yes,
Oh,
please.
Okay.
Never hurts.
Now I'm just going to play it by the book for this one here.
Okay.
And I know that's always disappointing for you. So, because it says here, mission accomplished. So, if they were working for Consult returning, no, it didn't go to Publio. You were not trying to sell the eye to anybody. You got rid of him very quickly. That's all done. You didn't try to do that, didn't go there.
We missed out all the fun.
We missed out all the good
there's
stuff.
you had so many options in the city now, in the aftermath, and you didn't follow them all up, but that's not a problem. I just have
Just
to
that
scroll
person who was
down.
following, that's the only one
Experience.
we've missed out on.
Yeah, and you could have gone to the
We
city
missed
guards,
all the content.
to the Stygians, to interrogate them or something.
Yeah.
So it
yeah.
says here, participation in this chapter of the adventure should be worth around 200 experience points each. But because it's 3 sessions, I'm going to give you 100 extra. So I'm going to give you 300.
Hurrah.
Hoorah.
And especially because I liked all the musings today. And the 9 successes need to be reflected somewhere. That's legendary. So it says here, as the next chapter of this campaign continues immediately after the conclusion of this one, it is not recommended to do downtime, so you don't have to pay any upkeep or carousing. However, if you want to learn something, as long as you can say that this makes sense to learn or practice this skill during a sea voyage or similar, I'm happy to allow that.
Okay.
And I'm also happy to, but we can do that next time, to start healing some of the wounds you've got, Krios. So I think you still have 2 on my character sheet, is that right?
Oh, yeah, indeed, yeah, I've got to, yeah. So I need a bit of downtime of not doing too much, maybe on a nice long boat journey.
Yeah, so you're probably not, you probably have to pay the full fare then.
Durzo is keeping he's holding on to all the gold, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's
I
not
would
getting
just. Are we good
distributed.
with me taking
Yeah, I
care of
don't mind you
finances?
holding on to it.
That's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Good.
And I guess the boat ride will come out of that.
Yeah,
Some.
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the 3 of us can, work or guard or whatever for the discount, because I don't think it really matters that much. But for Krios to basically Take a little nice cruise vacation to recover. Makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will that completely cure his wounds? Just rest? Or does he need a doctor or anything like that?
Well, they have been taken care of, the wounds. Yeah? So they've been treated. The question is, how does he now fully heal from that? And I will need to read up on that, but I think you normally need a full downtime for it. So if this is not a full downtime on the ship, then I might actually just say you heal one of the wounds. But I'll double check in the rules for next time.
So you work on the basis that I've got a large gash on me from the big blow I took. It's been bandaged up. It needs proper time to fully recover. It's just
Your
about
guts
what
weren't
that realistic
completely
time.
out.
No need to shove them back in.
When do the stitches come out?
It's but a flesh wound.
I just want to quote Braldanash in a previous chat where he says blah 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 and then says,
I didn't say that.
more social conflict than combat today.
Yes.
So we lived up to that, sort of.
That's the way,
You're good. Oh gosh, I'm getting quoted now. Critical Role, here we come.
There we go. Now you'll have to make your own game.
Yeah, well. Candela Obscura. Does anybody want to play that at some point?
Which?
Candela Obscura. That's the new incarnation of their, what do they call it? Something.
Illuminated.
The Vaesen knockoff.
It's Vaesen and Blades in the Dark mixed together.
Blades in the Dark.
Shooking about a bit and a little bit of Fate, I think. But basically, it's personally, I think the rule system is slightly convoluted. But yeah, I just watched a stream of that, like a German streamer, Couch Sessions. They ran it on their channel, their own story, one different story, and I quite like the story. I'm not so sure about the rule system.
Yeah, I watched the stream of Critical Role, like the first episode. Well, I tried to, but I didn't get hooked, neither by the story nor by the system.
Yeah, I think the story is the one that they
production value is just off the chains.
Of course.
Yeah, so.
But if you want to find a different way of running that sort of thing, you can check out Couch Sessions. They're pretty good for this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
We're playing Alas the Heavy Sea. Alas for the Heavy Sea. In German, it's called So tief die schwere See with them as well, which is really cool as well. If Douglas wants to practice his German, then you can come and join us. With all the translated subtitles on YouTube.
With all the translated subtitles, exactly, yeah.
I wonder what it's going to make of us being who's currently on a ship coming from China to India. We're currently traveling there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the 1820s or something. It was originally meant to be the Opium Wars, which happened slightly later. But yeah, we're on a British merchant ship coming back from there today.
Are you the one running that? Is that linked
in
our
I'm playing.
You're playing?
Yeah.
Oh, link it for us. I would love to watch.
Yeah, I can link that for you. That's fine. It's a really Jeanette, or Schnitti as she's also called, just the intro is really worth watching. The sort of trailer awesome. She makes for the things and the music she puts. She composes her own music as well.
Oh.
It's really cool. Anyway, enough of an advert for another channel.
Very nice.
Now, I will just say the next morning you go down to the harbor. Now, were you trying to be disguised again?
Yep.
So in that case, I would like to see a good disguise roll. And how are we going to do this? Do you just want to make one roll for the whole group?
Yeah, I guess so, because I'll be sitting there, we'll all be gathered, we'll be dressing each other up, making ourselves look like...
all changing clothes. Like, you take this coat from him, and you take this shirt from him.
No, that's not going to work.
Trius is going to wear a dress from Shira.
but just kind of look like...
just going to dress the same.
Just not look like us.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, then just do me a roll. Feel free to blow any momentum you've got left.
Yep, so this is stealth roll. I'll use all the momentum, because I'm doing... There's 5 of us, isn't there?
Yeah. Tiro, do you want to have disguise as well, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you probably get there in the very early morning.
And what difficulty are you giving me?
I just want to see what you can do.
Okay. Here we go. Big roll.
Did you spend a fortune on it?
Oh.
5 successes
Ooh,
is
okay.
pretty decent.
What a complication.
There is a complication, which I'll have to think about for next time. Okay, I think at that juncture then we're going to say you reach the ship, you meet the captain. Next time I'll have a picture for him as well. Nilos, because I made one, or had one made by Midjourney. And we'll pick up the story in Act 2 properly next time, which is called... Actually, if you want to know the pages we're on, we are now on page 57.
Oh, wow.
Off?
Are we a quarter of the way
Yeah,
through?
how much? What should be
of
300 pages?
200 and something. 202.
Oh, that's
So that's
good.
about a quarter, but you have to remember that there's a lot of expositions at the beginning before you even get to chapter 1.
Yeah.
There's about 20 pages or so, just background story.
And depending
Are
on what we
there
choose, we
3
completely
X,
skip
or how
all of
many
it,
X
right?
are there?
Sorry, that was too many at once.
How many acts
Go.
are there?
Oh, now you ask me. It's about 15 pages at the beginning. So we are entering chapter 3. There's 3 chapters in the first book. In the second book, there's 3 chapters, and then there's a conclusion. Then in the third book, there's 2 chapters. So that's
8 chapters.
8 chapters.
We're starting the second one. Okay.
This was the end of chapter 1. Next one is called Upon the Sea, because you're taking the sea route. The other one is On the Road, but you're not taking that one. It's the road not traveled. Yes. Anyway, hope you're still enjoying it. For now,
Yes,
however,
Very much.
the only thing that we still need to do is find a new date, and we're going to do that off stream, I think. Or have we got one?
I don't
Up to you
think so.
guys.
Well, we have to find one. So we'll do that off stream. So thank you very much for those who are watching this, were watching this in the, or will be watching this in the future. And I look forward to the next episode. We just have to find a date. So bye-bye stream. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.